Ho, ho, ho. Who's been naughty and who's been nice? We get into it. Naughty or nice list, Raptors edition, next on Beyond the Locker Room. Well, Christmas cheer is in the air, and the Raptors right now and Raptor fandom right now are scratching their heads. As right now the Sugar Plums are not dancing around them at the moment. They're in the midst of a 2-game losing streak, and things are not looking good at the moment. But we're gonna get into a little bit of naughty or nice Raptors edition, and I'm gonna to kind of give you the premise of what we're looking at here. I'm gonna put out a name. I'm gonna tell you if they've been naughty or if they've been nice, and give you the rationale about why it's either. Next thing I want to also say is I want to thank my lovely daughter Naomi for helping me out here with the signage and the props coming up. So appreciate that, Nye. So we'll leave it there and let's get into it, man. Now you're nice Raptors edition. Let's see what Santa had in the mailbox here. Let's see what we have here. Ho ho ho. Oh, so first one, BI. All right. So Brandon Ingram picked up in this case, obviously, through the trade deadline last year. He didn't play at all, at the end of the season and started fresh and new this season. He's been the package we've unwrapped, and for the most part, he has delivered. He's a guy giving you like 23, 24. Sometimes it's, pushing near 25 points per game. He's been really had some big moments so far this season. Obviously, a game winner against the Pacers. He's had some late game heroics in some other games. And his offense has been a consistent part of the Raptors' offense throughout the season. And ironically, knock on wood, he's played more minutes than anybody else in the league. Who had that on the bingo card when the season started? So he's played every game. I think maybe he and Shed might be the only guys off the top of my head I can think of that played every game this season for the Raptors. So didn't have that on the bingo card. Definitely he's on the nice list, just in case you weren't sure. He's on the nice list. Give him the old check mark. Santa's got a few gifts in this case for Brandon Ingram, and I think the gift that they might get in this case here might be a trip to the All-Star game. We'll see. Up next, who's next on the naughty or nice list? Oh, Mamu. So, Mamu, he also will get something nice in his bag this year, underneath his tree. Mamu got picked up in the offseason, to play a bit of backup 5, a little backup 4 at times. And he's been, for the most part, he's delivered what you asked for. He's had some big games, he scored up to, 18, 20 points in some games. He's been a real change of pace off the bench for the Raptors. At times he's had spot minutes as a starter. He's opened up offense for Scotty Barnes. A lot of the stats, especially early in the season, when Scotty's best minutes were happening, Mamu was on the floor to give him that space that he needs. So, he's knocking down the 3 fairly consistently, and that's all you can ask for a guy to, coming in as a pinch hitter, in this case, pretty much to help you out off the bench, and he's provided some good leadership from a bench standpoint. Only thing I would say in this case here, just don't get a little ahead of your skis here, Mamu. In Darko, for that standpoint, play him only a certain amount of minutes. Unfortunately, he gets a little exposed if it's a little too many minutes, stuff like that. But hey, overall, he gets something nice underneath the tree. Definitely, in this case, he's on the nice list. Let's see who we have next here from Santa's mailbox. Let's see who we have here. Let's. This one will be interesting. IQ. Okay, Emmanuel Quickly. Unfortunately, Emmanuel, you're going to have to get some coal in your stocking, and you're on the naughty list. It's been a real, it started off as an abysmal start of the season for Quickly. To be fair to him, he's gotten better as the season's gone on for the most part, but still having difficulty running the offense, especially the half-court offense. Decision-making on fast breaks has been pretty much abysmal most of the season, in key spots too. He had a moment about a week ago, I believe it's the Charlotte game, where it's like it's the Charlotte game, Boston game. They're down 10 late in the fourth. He's in dead man's corner over there, and instead of him calling a timeout, he doesn't bother calling timeout, 5-second call. Like, you're the point guard. If you're not, come on. On the floor, you're supposed to be the guy supposed to have the good judgment. So, there's been a lot of difficulties here with IQ on that front, and hopefully, we see he turns a new leaf in 2026. And he ends up being, a little more judicious with his decision making. better ways of reading the game, to help out his teammates, and to share in this case, since we are in the time of sharing and giving. Give up some more assists in this case, IQ. So we'll leave it there with IQ. Unfortunately, on the naughty list. Ooh, what does Santa have for us next? Who's going to be on the naughty nice list next? This individual has definitely been on a lot of Raptors fans' naughty list. Grady. My goodness. Well. Grady. Grady has had a tough season. It started off in the preseason and in the summer with a lot of promise. But Grady has been struggling. The irony is he has not been struggling for what you think he'd be struggling for, which would be the defense. That has not been the problem right now with Grady. He's been able to stay on the floor for the most part due to his defense. It's not like it's anything wonderful, but he's not, in this case, in some embarrassing sense from a defensive standpoint. The problem's been the offense. He can't shoot a lick right now. I mean, he's shooting around 31, 32% from three. It might have crept up because he had a few good games the last couple of games, but that's not something you expect from Grady. Grady, in this case, his first couple of years were shooting around 37, 38%. I think he was close to almost 40 in this case here last year. So you need more from Grady from the perimeter, and we'll get to some other reasons why he might be getting a little coal in his stocking this year, but Grady, pick it up, my friend. It's this time of year, put on the red slippers or red shoes, wherever the case may be, to get the game going. But we need to get humming there, Grady. And I look forward to seeing better things from Grady in 2026 because he can't have any more lumps of coal in 2026. Who is next? Let's see. Mr. Rowan Barrett Jr. All right, R.J. Barrett, definitely on the nice list. It's amazing how the heart grows fonder in this case when someone's not around. Oh boy, Raptor fans. My goodness, man. Now everyone's kind of hushing their mouth about, oh, you trade RJ. Oh, RJ's this. Oh, RJ destroys the offense. Oh, really? Really? It's not so easy to get 20 points or 20 more points a night, is it? And he's one of the two guys on this team I know for sure. If I sit down on my couch and he's playing, he's going to be almost guaranteed to get me 20 plus points a night. The other one being Ingram. And boy, has it shown up now, man. As we've been seeing this team here, lethargic, trying to grind out possessions. And it has not been pretty. RJ, before he left, was just playing some of his best ball of his career. I mean, obviously, he's always great in the open court. On the half court, he's finding ways to dodge and really playing off of Ingram really well with those double teams by cutting a lot. Obviously he's shooting well from three as well, too. I mean, I wouldn't say he's a marksman, but he was definitely somebody you had to kind of start keeping a man, attached to him because he was starting to really knock it down. So, I mean, props to him on that front. When it comes to that, I would say RJ overall, as I said, for the heart grows fonder, and because of his injury right now, and he might not be back for another week or so, RJ has really been the guy I would think, I think in this case that you miss on offense because you need another guy to make a play. He has a certain physicality that, quite honestly, no other player on the team really has when it comes to offense, where he's determined to attack and get to the free throw line. It wanes a little bit with Ingram depending on the game and depending on the matchups. Scotty, sometimes it just depends on the mindset with Scotty. You never know what you're going to get there. But with RJ, he's going to get in the line 6, 7 times, 8 times a night. That's just how he is once he's out there for 30 plus minutes. So RJ, definitely on the nice list. Who knows, man? You might have a lovely present under the tree for him. Let's see who's next. The Austrian Hammer, Jakob Pertl. Wow. Let's put it this way. He definitely on the nice list. Amongst a lot of Raptor fandom right now, boy, I don't think right now giving him anything, he's like the Grinch in this case for the most part for a lot of Raptors fans. It's been a struggle for Jak. Injuries being part of it, age being another part. I think that we're seeing in front of our eyes, the deterioration of his game and his ability to be on the court. He's always been, I honestly think he's always been a bit of a soft type of player, where I think a lot of teams, a lot of wing players don't have any fear of attacking the hoop because he doesn't provide a lot of rim pressure or rim protection, as they say. And now with the lack of mobility really now showing up, age kicking in, and that's with an extended contract. Woo-wee. Yeah, boy, let me tell you something, boy. I would test your food right now, Yak. But not just mess around. But definitely Yak. He definitely is on the naughty list for so far for this year. Hopefully we can turn it around. We'll see. But so far, it'll look great for y'all. Well. The man, the mystery, the myth, Darko Rajakovic. All right, Darko, sorry, Darko, man. It's, if I could encompass the entire calendar year, which was, which for the most part, a rough 2025 for the most part at the beginning of the year from last season. And then this year, you got off to a good start. Even though it was rocky at first, I think you're 1-5 at the top. You came back the 9-game winning streak, and now it's been kind of like I think you're 3 of the last 7, 3 of the last 8. Darko, you got to put Darko on the naughty list, man. Some things that have not changed. Darko has not done his lessons. I mean, in this case, Santa, in this case, gave him a list last year to check it twice, and he has not figured out that he's what things he needs to do on the list as he was checking it. Still poor execution late in game stretches. Baffling substitution patterns. Still can't figure out in this case when to call for the review. That's still an issue. I can't believe we're in year 3 and this is still an issue. My goodness. So Darko, I mean, we were out here talking about rebuild a couple days ago when just about 3 weeks ago, you guys, the Raptors were like in second place in the East. Now we're talking about rebuild. That's not a great look, Darko. Not a great look. As far as, with some of the players we've discussed that have been on the naughty list and a few others coming up, like, your point of position them and how to position them in the offense has not been great. The struggles of the young players, I got to put it on you, man. You're not giving them consistent time. You're not giving them consistent minutes. You're not letting them grow. You're giving them quick hooks, and that's the worst thing to do for young players, man. So, Darko, sorry, got to put you in the naughty list, my friend. Good luck to you, though, in 2026. Who's next? This one was one that came out as a bit of a surprise when you pull out your gifts out of the tree from the tree. Jamal Shead, definitely on the nice list. I think he still leads the league coming off the bench for assists. He's the one young player in this case here that from a Darko perspective, we have seen growth and improvement. No coincidence. He gets the ball all the time, and he gets to play consistent minutes every night. He never has to question when he's going to come on the bench or come off the court. So Shead's been great for the most part. He's been he's actually been a better functioning point guard than Quickly at times, running the half-court offense with the starters. Take that for what you will, folks. Just what my eyes are seeing. Anyways, man, props to Jamal, man. Keep it up. He's playing for a contract too, folks. Don't forget that. So good on him. I suspect he will be re-signed by somebody if it ain't the Raptors. But he's going to have a good 2026 in a lot of different ways. Okay. I'll do it in no particular order. Bobby Webster. My friend, you thought you were on the nice list because you got away. And Masai, in this case, definitely was on the naughty list, according to MLSC, and he's out the door. However, on Beyond the Locker Room's naughty or nice list, you don't make the cut, Bobby Webster. You're definitely on the naughty list. And right now, I got a few more people joining me on that bandwagon now as they're starting to see it come to fruition. No center, backup center. For how many years now? We've been asking this question. Like, my goodness. Like, come on, man. We got to wait. Like, it's like leap years. We got to wait every 4 years for you to actually think about getting a backup center. I mean, the young guys in this case here, you kind of pretty much screwed them over because you decided in this case to go and trade for Brandon Ingram and then picked up Mamu in the offseason. Well, whose minutes they're eating up? Grady, Jacoby's, CMB's minutes. All right. That's what you wanted. You're going for it. Even though your coach just said a couple of days ago you're rebuilding. Stop with the politics, guys. Deal with it. You're going for it if you like it or not. Bobby's put together a team in this case here with no guys in this case besides Brandon Ingram that can get their own shot consistently. Probably, and that's, it was kind of scary to see the other day when they're playing the Celtics with no Jaylen Brown, and of course, no Tatum. And they still had more guys in the court in this case to get their own shots. Simons, Derek White, Pritchard. And we out here still fighting in this case here. They're just all over Brandon Ingram and no one else could create their own shot. That's the roster you put together, Bobby Webster. You can't work the Shaggy defense in this case. It wasn't me. That's your team. You signed these dudes. So let's get with it, man. If you want to make a 2026 a nice 2026, where you got a lot of candies and wonderful stuff, you better start looking at getting some trades and pick up some guys off the wire in this case, as they say, and get some bodies in here that can help out. Or this season, this case is going to end up, boy, looking mighty sour, boy. You're going to be looking like Tiny Tim when it's all said and done. When you start looking at his food, from what Scrooge had dealt them out. Believe me, you don't want to be there. But anyhow, let's get how ironic. I don't know, it's ironic, but appropriate. Let's put it that way. The final person coming out of the mailbox from Santa's mailbox, the one of only, your boy, Scotty Barnes. Scotty B. Oh, Scotty B. It's been an up and down roller coaster year. You know, I feel like on a roller coaster ride at Wonderland with Scotty's year in 2025. But overall, as much as like, I will give you the, I will put Scotty B, because of how he's played so far this year, on the nice list. Scotty, you've been, for the most part, he's improved in a lot of different ways. There's still a lot of work to be done, but he's improved in a lot of different ways. And I think he's coming along pretty well. But we still have a lot of work to be done, and that's something where it's on Scotty. That's not on Darko. That's not on Bobby. That's not on his teammates. Still got to get better with the footwork, which means the post moves. Got to get better with the jump shot. Got to get better with the handle. We're in year 5. That's why it's a little bit of this by giving the nice list, because the numbers and and his play, and really it's really the defensive play that has pushed him over into the nice list. Overall, defensively, he's been pretty close to fantastic on the defensive side. I won't take that away from him. That's why he got on my nice list. But he's still got a lot of work to do, and that's going to be the big question to see if he's going to make the naughty or nice list next year. So we shall see. Anyways, folks, this is a wrap, so to speak. Once again, you can find me on X, Facebook, and of course on Blue Sky, and you can find me right here on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. I appreciate the support. We're building something here. I appreciate all the love you guys are giving out there in the comments. Keep them coming. And once again, guys, as I said before, keep it locked. Talk to you next time. Peace.